I went with these eBay front coils are in. Audio on, okay. I just wanted to show you real quick. We're going to be installing everything because I got my package in the mail over there for the upper control arms. I did these a little wrong. Not wrong, but I left these in the top hats, and you can't use these. These are little rubber things that sat up there. I was wondering why the top hats that came with the kit weren't fitting, and that was why you have to remove them on all four. You also, I didn't do this in the last video, torque this. I did this before. You're gonna torque it down to 34 foot-pounds. I don't know how you're gonna figure that out, but there's a 5mm, Allen that goes in the top, and then yoink, and this is gonna be a 17. And then you just tighten it down. It's a lock nut, so it's pretty hard to tighten down. I just kept going until about this much thread left, and you could feel it bottom out pretty much. And I just did it snug. Only use hand tools. You don't want to overstrip anything. But yeah, this will eventually get down to a point where it's not going anymore, and that's when it's tight. Other than that, before installing in the instructions, they tell you, let's see, I did it on all three of them because I was actually going to do this off camera and just install it later, but right here, you're going to raise this till it's about an 1/8 inch. I've measured 1/8 inch here, the gap between the spring and the perch. And then I also measured for the fronts and the rears this as well, just to make sure they were the same, the bottom threads. And what you're going to do, found the easiest way, you're going to take a Sharpie and mark one of the perches here, and then on the line as well, and you're going to turn it 8 to 10 times, and that's how these need to be preloaded. I'm going to put a photo up as well of someone that on a forum that I was searching that did a little write-up on that, because that's what I read all the instructions, but I was like, it doesn't seem right, like it moving around. Okay, so this is me from the future. I was going back editing this. I have the car set up as I'm talking now. And on the screen you're going to see directly from Progress website, it's what they print out and give you with the kit anyway. It says the ideal ride height is between 11.5 inch to 12.5 inch front and rear, from the middle of your wheel to the top of the fender. For me to achieve this, I'm not even running this now. I'm running 13 front and rear. For me to achieve this, it would be impossible for me to do what they suggest in the prior clip that I showed you, where it was how to preload it. For me to get 12, let's just say 11.5, or let's just even say 12.5, what they recommend at the top end, I would have to have such negative preload that it wouldn't be safe to drive. Even on the second perch on the bottom, I'm using the lower hole. So I just dropped even further. I just don't understand how people are achieving this. I'm currently running in the rear. The front is fine for 13. It's their recommended preload, so the bare minimum that they recommend in the front. But for the rear, I'm running probably what the negative preload that they show. So I'm running at probably 1/8 of an inch gap in the rear, which is not good. If you go over a bump and you fully extend, it could move the coil around, lower the ride quality. I don't even know, break it maybe. I have no clue. So we're gonna try it out for a little bit, and I'll keep you updated in further videos. My camera might fall over. So we're gonna take the Sharpie, just as a reference point. You know how many times you're twisting it around. I did 8 on all of them. You're gonna take the small one that they give you. This goes on the bottom, and this is what twists the top. I'm gonna do 8 turns. And then what I'm also going to do is measure again to make sure they're even on, this is a front, so I'm going to measure the other front one as well. This isn't really height adjustable, adjusting the height of the car, of the car. This is just preloading the spring. This isn't for ride height, really. I went with these eBay upper control arms that were adjustable. They were 40 bucks. Put the screenshot of where I got them up, but they're centered. Got them torqued. These were not tight when I. A couple interesting things. These were not tight, which is fine. Probably want you to adjust them. They came with the castle nut on and the pin pushed down. I didn't do that myself. That was how they came. So both sides, quite interesting. This is they're labeled too. Left and right. Let's go. We'll try and fit them in. Front coils are in. Just the passenger side. Went pretty smooth. Nothing too bad. Exact opposite of what you did to take it all out. I just gotta put the caliper on. I'm gonna line up the brake line as well. There used to be a bracket here. I think I'm just gonna screw this one on there, and then this one to the one that's mounted on the back of the coilover. We'll see what I do. Don't have the rears in yet. Some tips. The eBay ones did fit. They were cheaper too, so if you want to go with some adjustable ones, get those. No problem fitting those in. I don't really trust this castle nut. I might want to switch that out later. Seems like shit quality. Other than that, everything's in, tightened up. Over here on this side, you're gonna want to leave these loose. I haven't done this yet, so these two bolts loose when you put the coil in. This moves around. When you get the knuckle, it's gonna go on the bottom, and this will be easier to put in. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I'll be back with the rear coilovers. All right, everything's all assembled. Brake lines are in. I did have to take them off of the caliper. And this side I had to twist. I had to completely unscrew this and twist them around to make sure they're good. They're all nice and loose, not super tight, not bound or anything. This bracket, I guess these were for this car. I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna be hitting the mic, huh? Yeah, there we go. There's a little rubber bracket that goes right here. Then there's one that goes on the back over here onto the mount that comes with the Progress coilovers. So everything's all nice. Well, hopefully nothing will rub there. The only thing that doesn't look good is these crusty rotors, but they are fine. There's no grooving or anything in them. Same exact thing on the other side. These I didn't have to take this off. It was fine. Everything's good with the wires. Again, ran to that bracket facing the L facing towards the car. Screwed in over here, right into the back. Again, just have to bleed them. Everything else bolted right up. Off to the rears. Those should be really easy. Next page, here we go. We have the CS2s. It says to use the lower ones. We'll let's see. Measure the right height. I don't know. It says to use these for the CS2, and sometimes you might need to use the top ones for better fitment. Also on here it says oh yeah, it says you may need to use the upper hole located to lower the ride height. I was looking for something else that it says it does not tell you. Oh yeah, down here. Install the front coil assemblies back to the vehicle. Install the new brake brackets on the factory bolts as shown. It doesn't show you where the factory pinch bolt. It doesn't show you where to do this on the instructions, so you have to figure that out yourself. It is, like I said before, the L facing towards the car, not the outside. And then it does come with 2 bolts and washers and a lock nut for the brake line to put them into the bracket. That's provided in the kit. There's also, for here, some applications, I don't know if mine do yet, you may need a rear spacer, which are these thicker ones that come with the kit. Those are the rear spacers if you need them. Otherwise, just 2 bolts, washers. So we're gonna get this installed and we'll get the car on the floor and we will be back. So I'm getting this rear coilover in. If you're doing it by yourself, like I am, you could rest these perches on top of the bushing and it'll hold it up in there for you to put the nuts on, so you don't have to have anyone holding it. I'm not finished with this, but you can see that bolt's done. You do need the spacers for at least the 98 Civic coupe that I have. That was an automatic without ABS. You are going to need these on the inside of the coilover right here. I don't know if this is going to focus, but it's on the inside. A little pain to get that on. But I noticed I took these off. I'm getting ready to put them back in. But I have the bolts back here. This is everything from the rear. I kept it in the trunk. There's only one of them. The other one was one of these. That's not right. That's probably why it was a pain in the ass to take off on the other side. It is the same pitch, it's just a little longer. Quite interesting. These 2 are supposed to go on the bottom. It's way longer. I just wanted to say that. I don't know if anyone pointed that out in the video, or if I've even noticed it, but this side was crustier, harder to take off. It was probably because of that. Yeah. Get everything back on, get the car lowered, brake split car lowered, then I'll be back. These are the rims. I don't know, I'm pretty shot. Coilovers are all installed. I had to go to the second hole on the rear. It's about a ½ inch drop because I was, about an inch drop, I apologize. These were 14 and a halves. Went from measure from here to here, it was 14 and a half when I originally had them installed. I lowered it to the second one. It's 13 and a half in the front, and they're 13s in the rear, 13 and a half in the rear and 13s in the front. Inches, right? 13 inches front, 13 and a half in the rear. Got about another inch I could drop with playing with the springs to make it nice, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is for now. Yeah. Pretty easy, just took a while. Bleeding the brakes sucked. I don't think I'm even done doing that. Got the battery charging.